What's up? We did it. We made it to Friday. Friday the 13th? I didn't even know. My goodness. Friday the 13th. Who cares? Just another day on the calendar. Midway through December almost. But more importantly, and kind of sad, is tomorrow is the first Saturday since August that we haven't had a full slate of college football games. Man, I feel like the season went by so fast. There were a few games that, like, first week of games, August 24th, that Saturday, there were like 6 games. But then that next Saturday, August 31st, that's when it all came together and college football was starting. It was still summer. It was still 105 degrees when some of those teams were playing. And now we are in mid-December, and tomorrow there is one game. One college football game tomorrow. Do you know who it is? Little game called I don't know what it's called, actually. It's Army versus Navy. That's who's playing tomorrow. I don't know if does that game have I don't even know. Does it have a name? Army Navy? Is that what it's called? Or do we just call it Army Navy? Army's favored in that game. They should be. They're favored by 6. The game's on CBS tomorrow, and favored by 6? Ugh. Just saw that. I don't know. I think Army wins that by 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say they win by 14. Army's going to win by 14 or more. That's the only football game tomorrow. But I also believe the Heisman Trophy presentation is tomorrow night. That is in New York City, the Big Apple. I don't know who's going to win it. I do know 4 guys were invited, but only 2 guys are really up for it, I think. 2 guys that should be is Jeanty for Boise State and Hunter for Colorado. I honestly think it's 50-50. I think it's going to be close who wins it. My head says Travis Hunter wins it, but my heart says Jeanty. I know he plays at Boise State. The competition's not the same, but it doesn't matter. It's college football, and this dude's running for tons and tons of yards. And I get it. Travis Hunter, offense, receiver, defense, back. He plays both sides of the ball. And he's an unbelievable player too. So I don't really know if there can be really a loser in the Heisman Trophy tomorrow. I mean, obviously there is. But both of those guys are so deserving to win the Heisman. And so, I mean, they both have already won several other awards for the season, but I think it's going to be close. And like I said, my heart says one guy, my head says the other. I mean, I think it's a coin flip. If I had a coin, I'd flip it. Right now, I would flip it. Heads, Jeanty. Tails, Travis Hunter. Let's do this. Hey, Siri, flip a coin. My home pod I just heard downstairs go off when I have one literally 3 feet from me. I'm so confused. Solid work there with the home pod and Siri. But you probably couldn't hear it. It said tails. So, Travis Hunter, because that's what Siri said. Tails, I said Hunter. Heads, Jeanty. So, all right, we'll give it to Travis Hunter because of a coin flip. But I still can't believe college football is almost over. We're getting into bowl season, obviously. Like I said, Army Navy tomorrow. And then the other games, or is that that's tomorrow. When is the next bowl game, though? Is there a game tomorrow that I'm not aware of? Another one? Yeah, there is. What bowl game is this? The Crampton Bowl. I missed that one. South Alabama against Western Michigan. South Alabama is favored by 8.5. I have a buddy who I used to play pickup basketball with, coaches at South Alabama. So I'm going to go for South Alabama. That's who I'm going to cheer for, even though they beat my Pokes last year in Stillwater. Horrible loss for the Cowboys. Well, I thought it was up until this season. But I'll go for South Alabama since I have a buddy who coaches there. So good luck to South Alabama tomorrow. And Army. South Alabama's favored by 8.5. The over-under is 57.5. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. I'm going to say it's under. Every time I don't bet, I don't gamble with real money. I just look at the lines and I'm like, okay, yeah. Every time I say something though, I'm always wrong. So either don't listen to me or do exactly the opposite of what I say when it comes to gambling, because I don't know. I would never win because every time I pick something, I'm always wrong. So if I was a gambler or had a gambling problem, I would be in trouble. I would be in trouble. So bowl season starting, that's fun, even though the first few games are not that fun. So, we really get into it next week, the end of the week, the 20th, whenever Indiana takes on Notre Dame for that first playoff game. So that's college football. Let's move on to NBA right now. Obviously, the Thunder, I talk about them all the time for obvious reasons, but let's talk about the Lakers for a second. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. There's all kinds of stupid rumors and whatever. And again, it's all rumors with why LeBron's out, why he's not playing. And I'm not going to get into that because it's rumors. But, they said he had a foot injury, so he sat out and he didn't travel with the team this week. So he's out again for another game. And that game, I think, is it tonight? Lakers at Timberwolves. Yeah, LeBron didn't travel. So, he's going to sit out. Minnesota's favored. Minnesota they weren't doing so hot, and they're a good team, obviously. They got onto a roll this last several games, and so they're taking on the Lakers tonight in Minnesota. I mean, I think they should win that. The Lakers they're horrible. And obviously, I don't have an answer to why they're horrible. I mean, I don't think they have a great bench. I mean, I can assume and guess. So I just don't know what it's going to take for that team to turn around. Father Time is definitely creeping up on LeBron. I mean, he's 39 years old. Still can put up numbers, can still play, but this might be his last season. Again, I don't know. Just my opinion. I'm speculating. I'm just guessing, but I mean, after this season, I'm not sure how LeBron can go again. The Lakers have no shot at winning a championship this season or in the near future, I don't think. So I don't know what needs to happen there. I don't know what that looks like. Obviously, I'm not a fan of firing a coach this early, and I'm not saying JJ Redick should be fired. I think he's a brilliant basketball mind. It is tough, though, when you've never coached before and you get a coaching gig with, of all teams, the Lakers, and you've never coached before. It's a hard spot to be put in, and your best player, who's also one of the best players in the world, is 39 years old and is struggling. And the Lakers' defense has struggled this season, and they just having the support from the bench, they're just not a good team. They are not a good team. And is that personnel? Is that coaching? Is that ownership? Is that general managership? General managering? I don't know, but I also don't care. I've never been a Lakers fan. I can't stand the Lakers. I don't ever want them to win. Just have always felt that way. I've liked players for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant was amazing and fun to watch. And when I started watching basketball, Magic Johnson was the guy for the Lakers when I started watching basketball, but I just never was a Lakers fan. I mean, I grew up 80s and 90s, so I was a Larry Bird fan, which I wasn't a Celtics fan, but loved Larry Bird. So whatever. I don't care if the Lakers win another game all season, which obviously they will, but I just don't know what needs to happen there. I don't know what is going to happen. Are they going to fire JJ Redick halfway through the season? Probably not. Probably not. I want him to succeed. I loved him at Duke. I loved him in the NBA. So I want him to succeed, but it's just not looking good right now for the Lakers. And so obviously there's a lot of basketball left, but we will see what happens. I'm going to look at the standings here real quick in the NBA. See who in the West, where, they're in the 8th spot right now. So playoffs aren't out of the question at all. And so, 7 through 10 at the end of the season plays and competes in a play-in tournament to see who gets that 7 and 8 spot. So they're not out of it by any means at this point. But you just wonder if teams that are behind them, the Suns and the Timberwolves are two teams that are behind the Lakers at 9 and 10. They're going to get better. Kevin Durant's been out. He's going to come back. The Timberwolves are already proving that they're getting better and better each game. They started off, like I said, not too hot, but they're currently on a roll right now. And so their last 10 games, I can see, well, they're 5-5 in their last 10 games, but Suns are 3-7. The Lakers are 3-7, and there's a lot of basketball left. Let's see here. So the Suns at the 10th spot are 12-11. That's what's so crazy about the East and the West every year in the last decade or so. So like 14 wins for the Clippers at the 6th spot, where the Bucks have 13 wins in the East at the 6th spot. But then in the East, you've got the Nets, the Pacers, and the Bulls at 8, 9, and 10, who all three of those teams have losing records. And in the West, you don't get to a losing record until 11, 12. The 13th team in the West is the first team with a losing record. Where in the East, the first team with a losing record is the 8th seed right now. Does it mean anything? No, because obviously the Celtics won last year and they came out of the East. So it's not like that competition is worse than the West, I guess. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I love that we are in the middle of the season. I love that it is unknown because, especially with the West at this point, the top 3 seeds are Oklahoma City, Houston, and Memphis right now. That's going to change. And then in the East, which is crazy because of their injuries, Orlando Magic are in 3rd place right now behind the Celtics and Cavs. So who knows how it's all going to play out. That's why we play a whole season, 82 games. Then we go into the playoffs and we see what happens there. But I just don't know what the Lakers need to do, what can happen for them to get better. Like, do they need to make a trade? And then, now there's all these rumors of LeBron being traded to Golden State. If he goes to Golden State, I don't think that makes Golden State better. Because who are they going to have to give up to get LeBron? So that's a rumor that's out there, and I just think that's weird, especially after what LeBron did, which was no service to his son, Bronny, but to get Bronny to LA, to get the Lakers to draft his son. And then you're going to leave? It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't know. And it's just wild. It is just wild what's happening with the Lakers. And it's going to be weird when LeBron retires. Because, it's weird when Kobe retired. Just certain guys, when they leave the league, it's just like, oh, man, never going to see him play again. It's like when Jordan left in the 90s and he tried to come back. Left twice, came back. And so, same with, Kobe left, Tim Duncan, Dirk. Like these guys who were unbelievable, who were all-stars. And when those guys retire, it's just like, oh, man. You just don't think about it, and then they're gone, and you're like, wow, Steph Curry, like, when he retires, that's going to be so crazy just because of what he's done for the game, good or bad. I say bad because of just everyone wants to shoot threes now, and that didn't used to be a thing until the last 10, 12 years, and that's fine. Games change, the game changes. I mean, just like football, the game changes, where in these 90s, teams used to run the ball a lot more. I mean, OU used to run the wishbone where they would run the ball a ton. Things change. Then you go to an air raid offense where you just are throwing the ball 60 times a game. It's the same with basketball. Mid-range jumpers aren't what they used to be. Teams are shooting more and more three-pointers. Is it good or bad? I don't know. But that's what I'm just saying with, like, Steph Curry. Yes, he was great for the game. I can't deny that. But then I'm saying there's other people in the media who have said, well, he's bad for the game because now everyone wants to shoot threes. I don't think that it's been bad for the game. It's just changed. And it's people who just don't like change. It happens in every sport. And so with that happening, with players retiring, I know I kind of went on a tangent about that, but I just did because I think this is LeBron's last season. Obviously, I have no idea. I don't know the guy. But just looking at how the Lakers are, I just think the writing's on the wall. I think this is it for LeBron. And he's going to go down as one of the top 10 best basketball players of all time. Maybe top 5 of all time. Maybe top 5. I just don't know if I have him in my own personal top 5. And that could be biased because I've never liked him as a player. And I've never liked the Lakers. And that's where he is. So let's put my bias aside. Top 5 all time. I'll give him that. Definitely not 1, 2, or 3. And that's up for debate because everybody has their own top 3. Like I could give my top 3 or 4, and then I could ask 30 other people, their top 3 or 4 all-time best NBA players, and it would be different. So that could be a fun podcast, though, a fun debate to have with myself or somebody else. But I don't know. It's the weekend, though. I know that. We're going into Christmas holiday soon. If you've got kids, you know that they're gearing up and acting all crazy, hopped up on hot cocoa and peppermint sticks. Peppermint sticks? Candy canes? Who calls them peppermint sticks? Candy canes. That's where it's at. But a few more days of school, and Christmas is here. Bowl season is here. Heisman Trophy tonight. What else could I talk about? I'm just kind of talking because why not? I don't even know how long I've been talking. Probably too long. What am I at right now? 20 minutes? 20 minutes. Rich Rodriguez was introduced today in Morgantown, West Virginia. What a great hire by Ren Baker. I got a soft spot for Ren Baker in my heart because he graduated from Oklahoma State University. I wish he was the athletic director at Oklahoma State University. Maybe one day we could get Ren back in Stillwater, but that's who I wish was our athletic director. But he's not. He's at West Virginia, and he brought back Rich Rodriguez, which I think was a great call. And I listened to Rich Rodriguez. He was on the Pat McAfee show this morning. Pat McAfee was a kicker, punter at West Virginia, and played for Rich Rodriguez. So it was really cool to hear that interview and hear Pat ask him questions and hear Rich Rodriguez talk about how he's going to be as a coach coming in and that he's not going to put up with laziness. And he said, these are the 4, what do you say? The 4 worst words, lazy and did he say slow? I don't know. That's a 4-letter word. Lazy. I said 4 words, 4-letter word. Anyways, I think it's a great rehire for West Virginia. I think that he will get them back to being a top contender in college football. I think he'll get them back in the top 25. I mean, West Virginia, they're in a bowl game against Memphis. Don't know exactly what bowl game it is. Is it the Music City Bowl? Am I that big of a nerd that I'm just guessing Music City Bowl? Where bowl game schedule? Let's see. There's another bowl game tomorrow. Why? This wasn't on the schedule. What is happening? Man, earlier I was talking about bowl games tomorrow and that there's not a, we got 2. I thought it was South Alabama, Western Michigan, but also Jackson State versus South Carolina State. The Cricket Celebration Bowl. I love some of the names of these bowl games. Wow, no, Memphis versus West Virginia. I said Music City because of Memphis, but they're actually in Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl. Can we go? This could be a whole other podcast episode. I just got to look. I want to read off these bowl names for you guys if you haven't looked at them because they're hilarious. So Cricket Celebration Bowl, IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl, Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl, Boca Raton Bowl. Wonder if the Seinfelds will be there. Art of Sport LA Bowl, R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, Staff DNA Cure Bowl, Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Myrtle Beach Bowl. Okay, it's a little more normal. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, that's played on the blue turf in Boise. Hawaii Bowl, there we go, that one makes sense. Game Above Sports Bowl, Rate Bowl, 68 Ventures Bowl, Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Birmingham Bowl, I'm guessing that's in Birmingham, AutoZone Liberty Bowl, that's in Memphis, so I guess the Music City Bowl is no longer called that. Now it's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, the DirecTV Holiday Bowl, the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, Wasabi Fenway Bowl, Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Is that how you say it? Pop-Tarts Bowl, Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, Valero Alamo Bowl. That one's been named that for a while. The Go Bowling Military Bowl, the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. So there is still that's in Nashville, not Memphis. That's why. ReliaQuest Bowl, Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Kinder's Texas Bowl, Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Duke's Mayo Bowl. The winning coach of the Duke's Mayo Bowl gets mayonnaise dumped on their head. It's amazing. And the Bahamas Bowl, hopefully played in the Bahamas. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. That is why these bowls are named such ridiculous names, because these sponsors shell out a ton of money. Cricket. Is that like Cricket cell phone? Cricket cell, I don't know. Anyways, I had to read those off to you because I started looking, I'm like, this is just ridiculous. A lot of bowl games. And this goes back to something I said another time, but this is why bowl games will be here. And I said there were too many bowl games because teams are 6-6 playing for a bowl game win. 6-6 is not a winning record. It's not a losing record. It's also not a winning record. And I said you had to win. I said my ideal would be 8 wins. You get into a bowl game, but I think 7 wins makes a little more sense. I had a bunch of people comment when I posted this on YouTube that it should be 8 wins, but they said 7. I can meet there, but 6 is just ridiculous. And I haven't even gone through. Sometimes there's teams that have 5 games because they couldn't get anyone else, and it's like they're 5-7. That happens sometimes, and that's even more ridiculous than 6-6. So there you have it. Yeah, well, West Virginia's 6-6. I don't know. It's wild. I don't think there's any other teams that like the R+L. I don't even know what that is. R+L Conference Courier something Bowl. Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Wow. Anyways, insane. Ton of bowl games. A lot still going on, even though the regular season and conference championships are over. We got 30 bowl games. We got Heisman Trophy tonight. But I'm very excited to see how this 12-team college football playoff plays out. I hope they got the teams right. And will there be major upsets? There could be. It's college football. You never know. Do I want major upsets? I don't know. I kind of want the final 8 to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what I want it to be. And did the committee get it right with those 12 teams? Yes, they got it right. The seeding, though, I think gets wonky. And I think that after the first round, so this would be my fix for the 12 teams in the playoff and their rankings. You have those first 4 games at those home fields of the home team, right? Whoever wins that, they will play the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds. I think going into those games, they need to reseed the teams because that would give Oregon, I think, a more fair shot, if that makes sense. So Oregon's going to have to play Ohio State or Tennessee, where, that's 9 and 8, which I get it. But what if, let's say Ohio State wins, but then let's say SMU wins. Well, then it's going to be SMU Boise State, but it's going to be Ohio State Oregon. They need to reseed it. Oregon should be playing the next lower seed. So if it's SMU or Indiana, Oregon should be playing that team. But anyways, that's a whole other ordeal. And then they're already saying that 12 teams isn't enough. We need 16 teams. I know I've talked about this and I just keep going on and on about it, but what is the magic number? 16? Is it 16? 12's not enough? I don't know. Everybody wants their team in it. I get it. But if you go to 16 teams, you're going to end up having probably at least a team that has 4 losses. That's stupid. Unless they win their conference championship, then put them in. But I think if you go to 16 teams, you're going to get a team with 4 losses. And then I think that's stupid. That's what I got. Enjoy your Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be back sometime soon. See ya.